So today is a very special day. Thank you for being here. And actually super excited to go through this last session. You cannot see me, but I'm already shaking and everything. So I think it's going to go well. And I'm shaking for you guys because today is actually the day that you're going to pitch your projects. And you know what? The world is listening, and I think you've gone a long way in the session that we did together, and we'll talk about that perhaps in the closure. So today is the day that you're going to present, and we're going to be all listening to you. So how are we going to be running that? That's going to be the following. So that's the welcome, kind of what I'm doing now. Then after, we can go through the slides from introduce the jury, some thank you notes, and after we'll deep dive into the pitching. The 3-minute pitching and the 8-minute Q&A will be sponsored from my iPhone. So I'm going to be taking the time, and I'm going to have to cut people after 3 minutes. I know you've been rehearsing. We had the chance to rehearse in 3 minutes. I think it's important that you keep it in 3 minutes because in 3 minutes, you're able to pass actually, and you're able to hook the audience about what you guys are doing. So let's keep it this way. And also the 3 minutes are coming from Startup Lisboa. So when I discuss with Andre and you guys, Nuno, etc., you're also doing this kind of model 3 minutes. So I thought it was interesting to make it short and to the point. So we're going to have 10 teams presenting today. We had 24 applications. And after, we're going to have a jury deliberation. We're going to have an announcement. And eventually, we're going to close about 4 p.m. So you can all go to the beach today. So question on the agenda? No. As my boss would say, I take that as a no. So I move on. And so who are you going to pitch today? And perhaps I'd like people to introduce themselves. So it's going to be Celine, Ines, Leo, and Nuno. So before you introduce yourself, thank you very much for spending your Saturday with us. I believe you may have had other activities planned, but I see that Ines is at the office, Leo is at the office. So it's 50% of you are at the office. So it's good. Thank you very much. You all have, and the teams will see after your presentation, a strong say and experience to share on hearing, pitching, and advising startups in your different companies or incubators. And I really think that this is very nice to have you here because you're going to be able to provide a full spectrum of feedback and to this pitching team. So, Celine, would you like to start, please, and introduce yourself?
Sure, Pierre. So thank you, Pierre, for organizing everything. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you all here. As Pierre said, I'm sure on a sunny Saturday afternoon there would be other options. So we are really happy and proud that everybody's making the time. It shows that it is interesting. So introducing myself, my name is Celine. I'm the founder and executive and academic director of the CTE, Center for Technological Innovation and Entrepreneurship. I am also a professor in strategy and innovation management at Católica Lisbon, and I am the Dean for Executive Education. I'm very proud and happy to be here to see all those projects. Some of the students here I know because of other classes I'm teaching at the moment, and I know that it's hard work. So congratulations for making it here, and good luck for the rest of the afternoon.
Thanks, Celine. Ines, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pierre. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to spend time with you. I'm Ines. I'm the director of the Social Entrepreneurship and Social Economy of Santa Casa da Misericórdia de Lisboa. And I'm also the founder and director of Casa do Impacto, that is a social innovation hub for a one-stop shop for social entrepreneurs. So good luck for you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Dinesh. Thanks a lot. Leo, please.
No sound, Leo. No sound. Put the mic on.
João is always here to help me. So thanks for presenting João as well. So thank you very much for the invitation, Pierre. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my dear jury colleagues. So I'm Leo Capelossi. I'm the country head of talent of Demian, which is an early stage startup incubator. So our goal is to onboard early stage entrepreneurs and help them through the way. So good luck for everyone, and eager to hear your pitches today.
Thanks very much, Leo. Nuno, please.
Pierre, thank you very much for the invite. It's always a pleasure to work with Catholic and your amazing students. I'm membership manager at Startup Lisboa. Some people might have met me, others not so much. Startup Lisboa, there's not much to say. We are the city's incubator. We are the place to go for entrepreneurs, digital nomads, anyone caring about entrepreneurship in the city, and we are very proud to do so. We'll be 10 years next year. About myself, I'm the membership manager at Startup Lisboa. I do a little bit of community management, a little bit of support of our entrepreneurs, but we are a very kind of a small team, but with a very big heart and very committed to help our entrepreneurs. Little detail, I'm not at the best situation today, so if you hear some noise while I'm doing my feedback or something, please forgive myself beforehand, okay?
Okay, no problem. No problem. I think it's not a bad place. You have a pillow below you, so I think it's not too bad. Okay, so thank you very much for the intro. Thanks for the jury. So what's the next slide? I'll go very quick, and I'd like to thank the people that are here on this slide. So I'd like to thank Startup Lisboa to help us to think through that and how we could build it. And really the reason why we're here today is because there is a space to be taken between students of very, very early stage and incubation program and people that have to go to the incubators. We have been told by talking to other people that some of these people sometimes pitching have some ways to improve, etc. So we're here to bridging this gap. So thanks Startup Lisboa. Then second, I'd like to thanks Mango Up. Mango Up is a startup that and the students are coming from Católica, but more importantly, they are the basis. They are the originator of the tool that the teams are using. So everything that has been shared of the document and the time, etc., is using their tool that has been specifically customized for this program. So, and I'll let after perhaps people from Mango Up talk a little bit and say that. And the last thing is we work with BET. BET is Bring Entrepreneurs Together. It's a student club. And one of the amazing things that we did this year as a test is we had buddy mentors. So what does that mean, buddy mentors? It means that we actually have students that were pairing up with the 10 teams. So it's usually two types of mentors, a technical and business one. And what was amazing here is that BET was able to provide students from EST, from other universities, not only Católica. And I heard from the feedback from some of the teams that it was super interesting. Okay, so thank you, BET, for coming with us and on this one. And last but not least, for the posterity, we have Miguel that has been, taking, recording, and mixing up all of that for the sound, so we can take and have memories of all these moments. Next slide. We have, here I would like to thank the people, the mentors that provided feedback. So in parallel with the buddy mentors, we had what we call industry mentors. Industry mentors, and you know them, most of them, and I will name them, are people with kind of relevant experience in their field, and they met with the teams differently in two occasions, in in March and in April. So we had Anna Kazak from Galp, we had Matt from Apre. Apre is a Techstar invested company. We had Luis from Startup Braga. We had Eduardo from Bravus Madif. We have Pedro Cerdera twice that was mentored here. We had also Diogo Paton for Dinium. We had Rui Gouveia from Build Up Labs, Stella from Lean and organization. We had José Vasconcelos from Fabric de Startup, Antoine Blanchy from the head actually of French Tech in Lisbon. So it's good to be French. We had André from Kitsch. Here, if you remember, it was Kevin from Crack. And Kevin is one of the company, Crack is one of the company hosted in Startup Lisboa. We had Marta Palmeiro, student finance, that won the second year of the Women Entrepreneurship Award. We had Marta Monteiro from Amazon Web Services, André Costa, Startup Lisboa, Pedro from Shilling Capital, Rui from Indigo, and also Salome from Value for Health, a research center that work on digital health. And the people are not here today, but I think it was amazing to have them in these sessions and provide you with feedback on that. So it was a combination of buddy mentors plus industry mentors. Okay. Next, any questions before we get started and we go to the real of it? No? I have, let me see, I have a chat here.
Yeah, Pierre, I see on the chat someone who was worried about all being recorded. So if it's an issue for someone, maybe we should, I don't know.
Yes.
Maria, what is this a problem?
No, actually I want it recorded. So that's why I was asking.
So it's going to be.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So, oops, I'm not able to close the chat. So moving on. The model is 3-minute pitch and 8 minutes Q&A. So I think we have 4 jury mentors. If we keep it to 2 minutes, if one talk more than the other, etc., we'll be able to accommodate, but I'll keep time and I have some funny sounds or noisy sounds, if we can say, when it happens. Okay, so that's the rule. People and the teams have been rehearsing for the 3 minutes. They're really looking forward for you juries to ask questions. So obviously 3 minutes, they're not able to put everything, okay? But they have a lot of slides and information in annexes that they're welcoming you to ask, okay? And that's the purpose of the Q&A session. All right, so by order of, I don't know what's the order exactly how it came up with, but we have an order. And the first guys to present today will be the Harvest Club. So I already able to share my screen. So can you put your, I'll stop sharing. The Harvest Club, can you put your slides up, please?
Yes.
And you let me know when you're ready to kick off.
If you can see my slides, I'm ready.
I'm ready as well. So the floor is yours, Katarina. 3 minutes.
Okay. So let me present to you the Harvest Club. We connect neighbors with local farmers. Meet the team. So we are Alana, who's currently working on the MVP that you're going to see in a second. We have Max and me working on customer discovery. And we have Pedro and Zorin doing the marketing and preparing the go-to-market strategy. How did we come up with the idea? Well, I had neighbors and they had a lot of cherry trees in their garden. And they asked themselves, what should we do with all these cherries? And me and my family, we said, please share them with us. We love cherries. And that's how it started in our neighborhood. We started to exchange fruits and vegetables. The Harvest Club is how it's going to go to your neighborhood. So here you can see our MVP at the moment. You are able to browse your city, choose a place that is close to you and something that you need right now. For example, tomato plants. Then you start a conversation with the buyer, choose a pickup time that fits you both, and you just buy the tomato plants. Simple, seasonal, and sustainable. Do we have a market? I guess so, because I guess everybody of us is eating fresh fruits and veggies every day, I hope at least. How about the business model? So on the one hand, we have the gardeners, you and me, with gardens and balconies, and you are able to feature your listing for the payment of a little fee. Then we have small-scale farmers who don't need to build their own network and logistics, but they can just simply upload at our platform, which will be subscription-based. We are going to start a little seed shop on our platform to get you started with gardening. And in the future, we are also planning to add video tutorials on how to harvest and gardening, which will be subscription-based as well. How about our competitor analysis? We compare ourselves on 2 dimensions, community and environment. On the environment scale, of course, we are competing with bio supermarkets, bio boxes, or something like Too Good To Go. Those are at the moment more convenient, but we, on the other hand, bring the community to the table. Here, we have to compete with WhatsApp groups, for example, if there are already established ones, and nebenan.de, which is the German eBay Kleinanzeigen. So in our interviews, 2 out of 3 people said they are interested in an exchange of organic and biological food products with their neighbors. So how would we invest the prize if we win it today? 600 euro would go into the MVP that you just saw for the next 6 months. And then we want to invest 400 in our go-to-market strategy, coming up with flyers and distributing them in the neighborhood. So we are the Harvest Club, and we are the community that is going to help you share, explore, learn, and grow your harvest. Thank you.
Excellent. Congratulations. Being the first one was difficult. Congratulations. So thanks, Katarina. Can you stop sharing, please? You
sure.
can, because you're gonna have questions. Wait. So the jury, do you want to start?
Can I, guys?
Please, please.
Can you hear me? Yes. All right. Congrats on the beach, the Harvest Club. Pretty good. Actually, I'm eating some cherries. I don't know if you can see, but I have my cherries here. Guys, could you please detail your monetization or your business model? You said that you were doing subscription-based, but how does that work? What's your projections? Do you have more details on that?
You're muted. No?
No, I'm okay. I'm just going to go back to our business model to support our arguments. So we are going to start, as we saw in the MVP, with gardeners like me and you. And in the future, when there are a lot of listings, you may, pay for getting your listing featured. As soon as we have a customer base, small-scale farmers, we talked already to some, are going to be interested in also putting up their harvest. At the moment, we haven't found out the perfect pricing for this subscription base yet, but at the moment we were thinking about 10 euros a month, for example.
All right. And okay. Do you have the calculations on how many gardeners or how many paid customers do you want to have? Do you have any goals on that or not yet?
I think for the first year, we predicted about 1,200 transactions. So first, as Katarina said, we want to test it out on the customer-to-customer base if there is a big interest, and then after we also gain some traction, we want to continue with the farmers. But yeah, for the first year, we predicted about 1,200 transactions.
Okay. Just the last question, of course, I'm passing the microphone for my colleagues. But about the gardeners, do you do any vetting? Because from what I understood, so one gardener can send a message and sell and make the transaction between themselves. So do you any vetting? Do you make an assessment on who is trading what through the platform? How does that work?
I can jump in on the vetting. In Germany, it's so there's a free amount. You can just sell private things. So you are not commercial until I think a limit of 480 euros. Up to that, then you have to pay vets. But the farmers already do their business on a commercial level. So I guess so the gardeners don't have to pay any taxes on private level. It's like
my question. Sorry to interrupt, guys. No, my question was more in anyone could just could join or sign up to the platform and start selling. That's it. So do you have any process or human process behind it or no?
No, it's the system is like eBay Kleinanzeigen, if you know that.
Yeah, you only need your name and your email. You can put up a profile pic, but that's it.
And do you see any risk coming from this let's say simple system? Do you anticipate any potential risk to the platform?
Yes. Well, probably we have to monitor if everything is going right. We have to have a complaint button that if something is not, you know, in our policy lines, if someone is unfriendly. So that's something, yeah, where we have to have a process and stage that we don't have right now. We check the messages ourselves so far.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Sorry, I'm passing the microphone now, Pierre. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Other comments?
If no one wants to jump in, I really didn't understand the business model, like the difference between the gardeners and the farmers. And in case the gardeners are just like individual people producing their own fruits and vegetables to sell, how do you deal with the accountability if anyone dies from like bad fruits, you know? Like what role do you play in between, like Lady Anne with the little farm, a backyard producing tomatoes, but she's not so careful with the kind of products she's using, and one of her clients dies or has like serious health issues? Like, because the vetting that Leo was asking about is quite serious with food, because you want to provide healthier, more sustainable food, but you don't do anything in the process, like Uber drivers or Glovo deliver. Like, how do you play in between those two parts?
I mean, that's actually a very good question, but we think we will be like a bridge between the seller and the buyer. Oops. So yeah, actually we have to figure that out in more detail, but yeah.
At the moment, we are thinking to be like eBay. So only being the party in the middle, and eBay also doesn't take any accountability for what happens after. We would only take accountability for the small scale farmers that are actually certified. These ones we would test, of course.
Katerina, but eBay is dealing with products that have to be certified to be already in the market. With produce, you don't have the same safety net.
Okay, as I know it, as I know eBay, I can sell whatever on eBay. I can also sell homemade stuff. So I could even sell veggies and fruits there. Yeah, and we talk to people, they are trying that, but it just doesn't work there so well, and that's why we want to build a specific platform for this.
Yeah, and maybe a solution would be to have the feature to report products or sellers if somebody has problems with some products or some people. I think it's the same.
Review people.
Yeah.
2 minutes left. Do we have another question? Ines or Celine, do you want to ask a question?
If you want to start.
No, I wanted to say that you should go first. So please go
Okay,
ahead.
thank you. Thank you. Congrats for your pitch. I just have a question. How can you involve the gardeners and the farmers? What do you do to convince them to go to your platform?
I think in the beginning we have to do like heavy person-to-person marketing, actually, to go to the farmers, actually to show the product, to lead them through our MVP and explain it, because I think it's not when you just go there, you have to show them the value, actually, that it's actually more or better for them to join us.
Okay, thank you.
And so Pierre, do I have 30 seconds?
50 seconds, yeah.
Okay, so two points. First, congratulations. This is very exciting. I have 3 kids and I'm trying to have healthy food at home. So, you know, I'm excited if this happens in my neighborhood. I have 2 questions. One is, you're talking about, you're presenting it as a neighborhood idea, but really this can be much further than a neighborhood. So, you know, I could go on the other side of Lisbon, I could go to Cascais, I could go, I mean, depends on, I would personally not do it, but, you know, maybe some people would be available to do that. So how can you really make it a neighborhood initiative? And I have a question or maybe a suggestion. is there any way that this could be associated with a physical small neighborhood market, where, you know, once a week, whatever, all the producers, all the gardeners of the area would meet there?
You have 10 seconds to answer.
I would answer that's a cool idea.
Okay.
So we are planning to start this project in Hamburg this summer, and there, yeah, we could test this. Cool.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for you guys starting up with that. Can we move on to Hi Teacher, please?
Yes, for sure.
So same rules, 3 minutes when you tell me you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. So
3 minutes.
Let's go. Hi, everyone. I'm Jonathan, representing Hi Teacher, and Hi Teacher is on the mission to enable educators to design beautiful class materials. And my girlfriend is a teacher student, and she's really passionate about educating young kids. However, there's one thing she really hates about her internship experiences, and it is to create worksheets with Microsoft Word. And it is because of a reason we all can relate to. Microsoft Word constantly kills the formatting of her worksheets. And actually, my girlfriend is not the only one struggling with this issue. In fact, we have over 750,000 teachers in Germany, which means that teachers are one of the largest German academic job fields. And an essential part of their daily work life is to create worksheets like exercises or tests. Yet, a majority of the teachers is super frustrated when they have to prepare those materials. And the reason they don't like this part of their job is because they rely on the wrong software to do it. Well, what do I mean with that? If we look at the current solutions, teachers can choose between using non-purpose software, which is highly frustrating, working with outdated software, which is super unintuitive, or buy all of the materials pre-designed, which is too costly. So we ask ourselves, how can we enable teachers, those professionals who teach our kids how to read and write, to craft beautiful materials faster and more conveniently? And the answer is by building a dedicated tool which provides the most important components of a worksheet, pre-designed and editable. So teachers can create worksheets with just a few clicks. And thanks to our intensive user research in the last weeks, we know exactly what teachers want. This is why Hi Teacher will come with a drag and drop editor and pre-designed templates, so it will be highly intuitive and time-saving to use. Now let's look at it, Hi Teacher, from a business perspective.
1 minute.
In order to attract students and trainees like my girlfriend, we will follow a freemium approach and convert those users into paying customers as soon as they enter their profession full-time. And for go-to-market, we will focus on primary teachers first, as they demand a lower product complexity. And who will make this happen? Well, our founding team consists of Alex, Renee, and me, and is packed with all relevant disciplines. And wherever we felt we need additional knowledge, we brought some valuable supporters and advisors on board. However, what's most important is our mutual experience in working and even founding our own startups, so we bring the same values and customer-centric mindset to make Hi Teacher a success. And lastly, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your attention, and also a big thank you to all the Forward program organizers, because it really helped us to push Hi Teacher to the next level.
Excellent. Thanks for the slide, and thanks for making it 3 minutes. Thanks, Jonathan. Questions, please. 8 minutes. Who wants to start?
May I?
Yeah.
So Jonathan, thank you for your pitch. When you talk about worksheets, what you mean specifically? The materials that the teachers use to teach, or like exercise sheets that they distribute to the students? Do you have anything you can show to us?
Yeah, maybe first of all, I can shortly introduce you, Alex, who is, as I said, part of the co-founding team to the session. And I think Alex will also give you an answer to this.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you very much for your question. So what do we mean by worksheets? We mean both exercise-related worksheets, which school children at the ages between 6 and 10 have to do during their class. We are talking also about homework worksheets, which they are fulfilling, of course, at home. And we're also talking about test materials and also the solutions to those tests.
But is it still paper-based, or you're looking more forward to a more digital support for education? Because it would really help to see what your product looks like. Do you have any MVP, anything you can share with us?
Very good question. So to answer the first one, German school system relies very much on paper still. However, so it needs to have a print option, obviously. However, going forward, we also aim to create a solution that allows teachers to organize the class materials which they've created digitally, and to share them with their colleagues and also their students, because it's becoming more relevant, especially in times of Corona.
Okay, thank you. But if anyone wants to ask which level of education they're targeting.
Which level of education you are targeting? No, just kidding. Yeah. Of course, you can answer that for Nuno, and then you make my questions.
Yes, which levels of education are we talking about? So as Jonathan mentioned, we are primarily targeting primary schools, or primary school teachers. So we are talking about kids aged between 6 and 10 usually. And why are we choosing this market to entry? Well, there are two reasons for that, actually. One is that the product requirements are just a little lower, because in primary schools, you usually have 3 primary subjects, whereas you have 10 or even more subjects in secondary schools. And also primary school teachers are the largest groups of customers in the German market, with around 200,000 teachers.
Okay, I'll say quick questions. One, what is the pricing model? I don't know if you covered, but what is the pricing? I'm comparing in my head with Canva. So how do you differentiate, and what is the pricing? Then what's your validation? Because at the beginning, I saw Jonathan saying that his girlfriend, she's a teacher and so on, but what's your real and current validation / traction? How many teachers actually said or paid for this? Do they need this? That's the question behind it.
Very good question, actually questions. So trying to answer the first one, so we are right now planning with a subscription model and the price point of around 10 euros per month and user. To answer your other questions, so we haven't launched our MVP yet, so we can actually not say if we have reached product market fit. But we can compare it to what teachers are paying for substitutes. So either they pay for Microsoft Word license, which doesn't really solve their problems, and they are paying above 100 per year, or they are paying for pre-designed materials, which they then have to alter after they downloaded it. So which also is just a workaround, and they pay between 3 to 10 euros per set of papers which they download. So actually they end up paying much more than our solution would cost them in the end.
Why not going B2B and making the school pay this for the teacher?
Yes, it's also a very good question. Well, we have around 15,000 primary schools in Germany at the moment. Most of them are in public hands. And also they run very bureaucratic, which would mean to us that the sales cycles would be very long. And also all the kinds of schools have different procurement systems in place, which would mean that we would not have one approach, but many approaches. On the other side, primary teachers are a pretty homogeneous group of customers, so we only need to focus on one go-to-market strategy there.
Okay, and to finalize, are you guys starting in Germany? That's correct? Yes or no?
That's correct. Germany is, for one reason, it's the biggest market inside of Europe. Secondly, we were born and raised in Germany, so we know the German school system the best, and also access to, for example, test customers and test users is the most convenient here for us. But also, for example, we know that the French school system for primary schools is very much like the German one. So there are options to internationalize maybe later on.
Okay, thank
you. Okay, Pierre, can I, because I have some of my questions are related to the ones that were asked until now. So my first question was who pays, but I think I understand it's going to be the teacher that paid themselves. And as a professor myself, and as a Dean for Executive Education who went through COVID and who had to convince professor from one day to the next to teach on Zoom, among other things, I have to tell you that very few of the professors were willing to pay their licenses themselves. So, I think this is a proxy, which is worth what it's worth. I'm not sure how much professors or teachers are going to be willing to pay from their own pocket for something like this. And when you compare with Word, they're paying the license for Word, not just for that, but for other things. Also, I want to ask you, do you think that you can have a single product for all ages, or do you think you will have to maybe segment the product for different ages? And my second question is, why primary school rather than university then? As a professor, I'm writing exams, I'm writing tests. So, that might be an issue as well.
Thank you, Celine, for your questions. So first one was regarding willingness to pay. As of now, German primary school teachers pay between 600 and 800 euros out of their own pockets per year for all kinds of school materials. Of course, they receive also tax benefits from that. So actually, we don't see an issue with willingness to pay in the German market, at least. Also because primary school teachers are with an average salary of around 36,000 euros per year, also in the higher earning classes.
Maybe to correct it, it's 63, not 36.
Sorry, thank you, Jonathan. 63, of course, yes. Your second question was regarding age groups, if I remember correctly. So we're right now targeting primary schools because of the lower product scope and because it's also the biggest market segment in Germany. There are no real differences between, at least solution-wise, there are no real differences if you want to create worksheet for your first class or for your fourth grader class.
Sorry, thanks, Alex. Sorry, for the interest of time, I do apologize. We have to cut you off. So this is this one here. Thanks for
no
the
worries. Thank you for the questions.
Thank you.
Ines, sorry, we're going to get you first on the next one. So easy board. So now we're going to move from classes, teaching in classes to the skiing and surfing. Can we get the easy board on stage, please, and share with us their presentation? You tell me when you're ready.
Of course. Okay, let's go.
You go.
Hi, everyone. I'm the founder and CEO of EasyBoards. I'm a master material engineer, a recent one, a surfer, a worker in Netherlands, and a real nice travel. As a surfer and problem solver, I have a problem transport my board into every places, even with my car. So I knew that more surfers are into the same situation as me. So as an engineer I try to solve the problem and start to design and bought a 3D printer to do my first prototypes. The surf market is huge. Currently, there are more than 13 million surfers produced every year, with 50 million surfers in the world, and this number will increase the next 5 years. For validate my concepts, I did some quizzes to Facebook groups of surfers, and I did very good responses. I did, one of the quizzes I had 200 responses, and 20 of them sent me the email for the new updates of my boards. this is my current model, my second prototype. Second prototype that I currently went yesterday to show to some surf shops, and for them, and I have really nice responses.
1 minute.
About my business model, I want to go first online sellings and do a quick start and crowdfunding. For my competitions, the EasyBoard is a sustainable surfboard and low price, medium price compared to the other ones, the traditional surfboards, the Wivey and the compact carbon. This board will produce in injection molds and is 50 less than the traditional surfboards. For the investments that I ask, how it will be spent in European patents. And for us, this is my. I know. That's it.
Excellent. Thanks. Thanks for the presentation. Thanks a lot. It was good to see the sea a little bit from my office that has a room with a view. So
this is a video, but I think I can't produce. I don't know why. Well.
Can we start with Ines, please, for the questions?
Hi, congrats for your pitch. I have 3 questions. One is that if it does affect the performance of a surfer, if you have like a board like that. Second one is do you thought about the design, because it's a thing that lots of surfers do care for, the design of the board. And the third question is the price. I didn't get it. What is the price of the board?
Of course, yes. So for the first question, the design is very important, and the performance too, because they are independent of one of them. So the performance will be more on the materials that I will choose for the production. For now, this prototype has a very low material, like it's very bad, but for the production will be very good, like carbon, for example. For your second question, of course, yes, the design will be a lot more, lot better, because I'm just testing the function of the surfboards. After that, I'm going to put more hours on the design and contact some shapers to do the design, and then I will cut and do the same things as a device surfboards. And your final question, for the final price will be around 400 to 500, because it's the medium traditional price of a traditional surfboard. So like a medium brands. So for example, on this slide we have the compact carbon. It's a very pricey surfboard. Is about more than 1,000 euros. The traditional surfboard will be around 400 to 1,000, and this one, the Wivey, it's about 800. So mine will be 400, 500 because of all the advantages that I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ines. More questions?
Yeah, if you allow me, this is very exciting. My youngest daughter is surfing, and my car is never big enough for that, so I know the pain. What about safety? So could there be an issue of safety in such a modular product? A
safety. I mean, so the safety is the most important thing I'm trying to solve, of course, because I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to the surfboard breaks in the middle of the ocean. So it's the primary problem that I'm solving. Actually, this board was my thesis. I mean, I did my thesis in my surfboard, so I did all my calculations, theoretical calculations of the the force that will be on these surfboards. So for now, it's okay.
Thanks.
I got a
Leo,
question. Yeah, can I?
please, yeah.
Relates to what Ines asked as well. Who is your target? Because I intend, or it's my assumption that a regular surfer would prefer a regular board, right? So
Yeah,
because of the
sure.
performance, etc., etc. So it's my assumption. Who is your targeting here? Imagining that someone who doesn't surf really often, they might, I don't know, rent a board or something else. So who is your ideal customer for these boards?
So my ideal target, it's a person that lives in on the city, doesn't have a car or have a small car, with his apartment, goes to public transportation. That's, for example, as a surfer, it's very hard to transport your boards in trains, buses, even on bikes and motorcycles. I mean, you have to buy extra things to put the board in safety, to transport them, right? Even in the car, we have to put inside. Even inside is you occupy a lot of space, so it's very hard, vision and so we have to buy another extra things to do it. So and people who travel a lot. So one of my advantages is that you can put this surfboard in a bag. It goes on a plane, and you can travel, and you can not pay the extra money for the surfboard, because as me, I travel a lot. I went to Bali, Indonesia, Maldives, and for just a board, I paid €100. So for each board. So this could be opportunity to put the board in the bag with clothes and transport. Yes.
How many times did you surf in this trip, for example, for Bali?
Well, now I'm Netherlands working, but I currently 3 times a week. So I live.
Wouldn't it be cheaper for you to rent a surfboard there when you arrive?
Yes, but typically on that place you don't have like the surfboard, because as a surfer I like to have my own like the length, the thickness, the size, because of my performance,
Okay.
because so yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks, Leo. Can we close with Nuno? We have one.
Okay, Simon, I think, I'm going to follow on Leo's question, because do you have any idea what's the percentage of the surfers that travel with their own board? Because you said €100 for one board to go to Bali, that's what, 20% of the ticket? Something like that?
No, more.
More than 20% of the ticket. I really don't see, because I think you have to do a sturdier board, because the materials, if they have to be assembled, they have to be more resistant than a normal board. And you're taking, I don't know, how are you sure? My issue is the same as Leo. Like, how are you sure it's not more just easy and cheap to rent the exact same board that you'd have in Portugal but somewhere else?
Because it's for injection mold. So what happens in injection molds, of course, the high price of injection mold is doing the molds, and the price will low because of the materials. Because injection mold, you just the material there, and for traditional surfboards, you have all these components, because you don't measure like the amount of material that you make a surfboard. Of course, there's like a tiny, like people, the shapers know how much material, but some are losing, and for a traditional surfboard you spend 100, 120, or even 200, depends on the size in material, and then the material, it's
sorry, I have to cut you.
Priceless. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Thanks, Simon. Thanks for the presentation.
Yeah,
thank you, Simon.
Thanks. Moving on to the next presentation. So we're going to move from the sea to events. So
Yes.
do we have...
Hi, everyone. Let's see. Aqui, não é? Não, é aqui. Não faz mal.
You guys are ready? We don't see
Yes.
the presentation here.
Yes, yes, yes. We chose the wrong one. Não é este.
Yeah?
Não sei o que eles estão a ver. Exato.
Yeah.
Are you now? Yes?
Yeah. Can we start?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
So we are here to present Eventx. My name is Felipe, and I'm with Tiago.
Hi, I'm Tiago.
So our idea started when Tiago had to organize an event, and he asked for my help. And we both got to the conclusion that organizing an event is difficult. We spotted two main problems. As inexperienced event organizers, we find it very hard to find the event suppliers. They have no visibility. And the second main problem is that it is very hard to keep up with all the details and extras that an event involves.
Okay, so our solution is Eventx Platform. So basically giving access to all event suppliers, solution one, visibility and easy reach for the event suppliers. So the event suppliers that want to reach to more event organizers. And on the other side, event planning made easy for the event organizers. So basically it's much easier to plan an event when you have all the perspective in one place instead of just in your mind. So yes. Yes, so the personas, and for you to imagine what we are talking about is, on one side, event supplier, so a company that provides audiovisual services, for example, and wants to have more visibility, probably only has 1 or 2 events per month, could have a lot more. And on the other side, the event organizers, so a person that works in a small, medium company, it's responsible for the organization of an event with clients, for example, but every event organizer that is not very experienced. Okay, so let's imagine these two personas to better understand.
We did some analysis to the market size. We found out that in Lisbon there are 200 events on average, of course talking with the pre-pandemic state, and each one of these events can have a range of 25 or to 250 per person. Our business model, we chose the monthly fee that is fitted to each event supplier according to the experience of their free trial. And that monthly fee is according to their results during the trial.
Yeah, so how it works, I think it's very easy to understand the logic of the platform. So if you go to the platform, you find all the event suppliers that you need. Of course, you can have the whole perspective because you can find all of them there, and then you can confirm, okay, I have this one, and then, okay, if you have the venue, acabou o tempo? Yeah. Okay, so the range of the market is very, very large. The competition, yeah.
Tiago, sorry.
Sorry, yeah, thank you. No problem, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Can we get the questions going?
Yes.
Who wants to start? Celine, this time, do you want to start?
Yes, yes, I can. And actually, while you were showing the last slide about ZASK, that's exactly what I was going to, that was the question I was going to ask you. How would your platform be different from ZASK? And what about professional event organizers that do exactly this intermediation, you know, as a full package?
Yeah, so it's clearly our competitors. They are different for sure. On one side, ZASK is exactly the same service, so you have exactly the same perspective, exactly the same logic, but they are not focused only on events. So basically, they cannot gather all the event organizers because they have a lot of marketing for electricities. So our problem, and when I organized the event, is how is this possible to not have a platform with all the suppliers? It's the basic of the basics. And that's why we thought, okay, let's do it. I mean, it's so easy. So Zask is already doing it, but it's so difficult to find it because they do marketing for all other services that is like, okay, we are lost now. And just because of Zask doing the platform for every services, it doesn't mean that they cover all the market. I mean, it would be very bad for all the other platforms. On the other side, the professional event organizers, yes, for sure, they are also our competitors, especially if you are a company that has money to pay them. Okay, so if you have money to pay them, okay, just let them organize everything. Of course, they can go to our platform to have more knowledge, to have more, to gather more ideas. So that's also a possible client, okay? But mainly competitor because they already know the contacts, they already know the venues, etc., etc. So we differentiate because we are much less expensive. I mean, the event organizer doesn't pay us to have all the contacts, okay? Doesn't pay us to organize. They want to organize themselves, the event. They don't want to pay 500K or 5,000K to the event organizer. They want to do it themselves, but they want to have access to what's available. I mean, tourism is the same thing. Of course, you can pay someone to organize your travel, your trip, but you want to do it yourself because you want to do it by your standards, let's say.
Thanks. Next question.
Okay. So basically, you are an industry-specific marketplace. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes. Basically.
Why do you separate solution 1 for solution 2? Because I really got the idea that you were also providing a sort of dashboards for the event organizers to do like this pipeline and would actually bring the demand that you would need to attract more suppliers for your system. Is that it?
Exactly. So basically, of course, in the beginning, our solution and our first solution is access to all the event suppliers. So pretty easy just to have their contacts, to have their images, etc., etc. Okay, so pretty easy. But as we want them to keep on our platform and want to do some cross-selling, and that's our added value, some cross-selling, because they go for our platform, they find a venue, let's say, but when they go there, they say, okay, with this venue, and we can propose with this venue, you probably want this audiovisual team, this DJ, this food and beverage, etc., etc. So we can do cross-selling, and they can have the whole perspective and the event planning in our platform. I mean, it's probably the second phase. Let's be honest. But it's a solution.
Why do you think it's the second phase? Have you interviewed any event organizers? Have you tried to understand what pains do they go through? Like, how are they organizing their events? Are they still Excel based? Do you use any sort of tools to automate these tasks? Because I see a much bigger opportunity on you as a supplier for event organizers than once all the suppliers know that the people are already using it, you could just have a marketplace there because you already have one this size. Because this is a little bit, all the marketplaces are chicken and the egg problems.
Yeah, it's interesting. So basically you would get the demand with the event planning, and then you already have everyone there. So I think it's a good idea. We didn't think that just because of our business model, that is to get the suppliers paying. So we focused on them first. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It's a good idea. But yes, we thought about the suppliers and how can we satisfy the suppliers, and then okay, how can we get the event planners, the event organizers to be there more time, and then we thought about the second solution. So our logic was that, but I totally understand the reverse logic. It's interesting, yeah.
Leo, please. What is yours?
Sorry, I don't hear. Ines, are you here? Are you asking?
I don't think so.
No. No.
Okay, sorry. I heard something in the background. Guys, I'm making a sort of statement, and then I'll put an open question for you. So it relates a little bit with what Nuno was saying. From what I understood, I see that you are trying to address different problems here. So one problem could be the event suppliers doesn't have enough clients, for example, because that's why they would pay you for anything. Then in the event organizer perspective, maybe I don't find the right supplier. That's potentially another problem. Then maybe I need help to organize my event for any reason. Maybe because I don't have time, maybe because I don't have enough money, I don't know. And what I can see, this is part of the statement, that you raise different problems and then you are proposing one or two solutions that not necessarily actually address this problem. So let me get a step back again. Relates to Nuno's question. Are you sure this is a problem? We do events here at the Immune a lot. I don't feel the same problem, really. I don't feel. But it's my case, of course, you have to talk to more people. So my first advice / question is those real problems or not? And then, am I providing the right solution? Do they, they or suppliers or event organizers, do they need this? That's the right solution. And of course, building a business is always the matter of understanding what's the problem and how can I address this problem through my solution, and my clients will need these, or they are willing to pay that. It's more a statement than a question, but of course I'm going back to you to see if you have any comment on my comments.
You have 20 seconds to answer. Thanks, Leo, for the questions.
How much time, Pierre?
15 now.
Yeah, pretty easy. There are a lot of platforms, especially for the marriages, the weddings. So this is already happening, and they need to find more clients. They need to find more suppliers. And we thought, okay, but there are a lot more events than weddings. So we thought, okay, probably this happens, and it happened to us. So, and we talked with some people. But yes. Thank you.
We're gonna have to cut you. Thanks for the answer. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And the questions. Moving on to the next team, we have Gloom on stage, please.
Hi, Pierre.
Hey, guys.
We are here. We are ready. Can we start?
Just a word of wisdom here. I'm not cutting my hat is hurting, but I have to cut you guys. So all of you, sorry, but let's keep on schedule. So Gluma, let me know when you want to start.
We are ready, Pierre.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Francisco, and we are Gluma. We detect breast cancer at an early stage. But first, let me share with you the story that inspired us. Felipe is my cousin, and she had breast cancer. She used to do the breast self-exam. However, she didn't have confidence doing this. So when she felt something in her breast, she thought it was nothing. 3 months later, the lump didn't disappear, so she went to her doctor. The result, a malignant cancer and mandatory breast removal. But as Felipe, there are thousands of women who don't have confidence doing the breast self-exam, who don't know how to do it, or who just simply forget to do it. And that's why 37% of breast cancers are not detected at an early stage. So we created Gluma to solve this problem, a medical screening device connected to a mobile app. First, this device is a glove that will detect abnormalities and control abnormalities in the breast tissue. Second, our app reminds women to do the screening exam. Third, this is a home device, so it's just a complement. It doesn't replace at all the diagnosis exams or routine appointments. And fourth, our solution simplifies results, so if the glove detects something, the app will send an alert and recommend women to schedule an appointment. Our market of women's smart health devices is accelerating at 7% until 2025 and is expected to reach $42.5 billion at that same year. So there's plenty of room for all of us. And of course, we have competition. but with different technologies which have a lot of limitations. Our technology, based in piezoelectric sensors, it can detect every abnormality, it can be used by every woman, and it has much lower costs. And we like to know that we already have a provisional patent application. Our glove, it will cost us about 14 euros. We will be selling to pharmacies, parapharmacies, and cancer associations for 45 euros each, and it will have a retail price of 60 euros based on the profit margin of the pharmacies. And if you are still wondering why two guys are doing this, we have been best friends for over 12 years. I'm a biomedical engineer, so I have the technical expertise to do this. And Frederico joined me with his knowledge in management and digital innovation. We have 5 amazing advisors. Dr. Rogelio Luna will help us to do our clinical trials at Santa Maria Hospital, and we will count with the support of GROW to start our clinical trials at CUF Descobertas as well. At Gluma, we cannot stop breast cancer, but we can help women stop dying from it. So join us in this mission, and thank you very much. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So you had 3 minutes left. Excellent, thanks. So questions, please. I'm starting the 8 minutes. Who wants to ask the first question?
Can I start?
Please, Ines.
First of all, congrats. I think it's, of course, a huge problem. So I think you get the problem very well. My first question is, I didn't get the competition. You had a slide, but I didn't get the difference between the solutions.
Hi, I'm Frederico. I'll be answering the questions. So first of all, as Francisco said, our glove, it can be used in every kind of breast. For example, Braster, it works with thermography and can be used in women with the breast implants. And breast light works with UV light, so women need to understand what they are seeing. So it needs some know-how, and we are taking off the know-how to give confidence to women. And it's harder to use the breast light in smaller breasts. So the piezoelectric sensors can be used in every kind of breast. And we also have a much lower price than the other devices. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you. And another question is, how long you can use your glove?
Sorry?
How long, my question is the glove can be used how many times?
It's supposed to be used several times during the lifespan of the glove. So it's supposed, the woman buys the glove and needs to have it at home to use it every month, like it would use the breast self-exam. So it will have the lifespan of a normal smart device, and it can be substituted by new versions of the glove.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ines. More questions?
What do you need to make this happen, guys? We have incubators, we have investors here in the jury. What do you need to make this happen?
So we need to start our clinical trials. At this moment, as Francisco said, we are going to start at CUF Descobertas. We are just waiting to know who's going to be our primary investigator. We just need them to say who is going to be and put the documents to the Ethics Commission. And at Santa Maria, we are just waiting for some signatures. We also need money to pay the insurance that SAIC, the National Ethics Commission, asks we need to have for these clinical trials at Santa Maria. We also want to pass the provisional patent application to a definitive one.
So you are raising investment.
Investigation.
You guys are raising investment right now or not yet?
We are going to start as soon as possible.
What's your target?
We are still negotiating some terms of the contract. We received a new proposal for the insurance next last week we were able to lower it, the price. We are still making math counts to know how much we are going to need in this first phase, but we are estimating 30K until the end of this year.
Okay, so you need 400,000 euros investment divided in pre-seed and seed round, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Leo. More questions? Nuno or Celine, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I have a quick one. How do you expect to get to the market? So are you going to convince women to buy the glove?
First, we are doing some client validation. We already delivered 3 gloves to women to get some feedback because we have the solution. It's going to be approved by doctors, but we also want to see if women want to buy it. So we are working on that, and as soon as we start our app development, we are also going to seek that that approval by women in our client validation. Afterwards, we want to start selling in 2023. So in October of 2022, we will deliver 100 gloves to known people like women celebrities to get some traction. Why October of 2022? Because it's the month of breast cancer. They will serve as our first beta testers to see if everything is working, and they will be our advocates.
May I, Pierre or Celine, do you
Please,
have
please,
a
Nuno. I
follow-up
don't know if
question?
Celine wants to.
Okay, obviously this is a very important issue and it's also a very sensitive issue. And with companies such as Facebook, everybody having data leaks, other more connected with femtech, sextech, you had like those vibrators brand that suddenly had a data dump. How do you consider addressing this sort of issues, being such a sensitive and such a privacy important issue?
Of course, we also thought about that because that's a big concern for us. And in the clinical trials, we made things in a way that we aren't going to need personal data. So during the clinical trials, the data we collect, we can't identify who are the women we are testing on. Only the doctor or CUF or Santa Maria know who they are. Afterwards, when we are in the market regarding our app, we are going to invest in data protection. We are going to be the only ones who are going to use that data, and of course, we are going to make everything in the legal part that we can. We got also last week a contact of a lawyer who's specialized on our GPD. So we have a meeting on Monday with him.
1 minute, Frederic.
Sorry, but Frederic, how do you make people confident in it? First of all, you're talking about customers. How do you maximize revenue from a customer that you don't know and that you don't track? And secondly, how do you ensure and you tell these women that their personal and health history is not going to be end up selling for sale on the dark web?
That's a great question and a hard question, of course. But how are we going to be sure? We are going to do everything we can, of course, but we aren't going to have personal information in the beginning. So we are only collecting the information of the sensors. I don't know if I answered your question.
Sorry.
We don't have time, but thank you.
Sorry.
No,
sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the presentation, guys. Moving to the next one. Let's run to the next presentation, if I may say. Rabbits, please, can you share your screen? And after you tell me when I can hit the go button.
Does it work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait.
3, 2, 1, can I go?
Yes. Okay, guys, we've been sitting for an hour. I'm going to stand up. 60% of runners get injured at least once a year. Rabbits Running has a solution for that with a digital health ecosystem. Now, my personal running journey started 2 years ago when Michel invited me to the Adidas Infinite Trails, a 100-kilometer loop over 5 summits in the Austrian Alps. After that event, I was completely hooked. This is what I love to do. I want to become an ultra runner. Now, since then, I've had many setbacks in forms of injuries, and I always went to Michel to seek for advice. Now, at the beginning of the pandemic, many of our friends started running and got injured themselves. So they went to us to ask questions, and we decided to do something about it. But we knew that in order to tackle such a huge problem, we needed to have a medical team on our side. So we teamed up with Enzo, Estelle, and Marlene, who are 3 physiotherapists. Why now? There have never been more runners in the streets. I can tell you myself, I've been running in Lisbon for 2 years, and I've never seen so many runners. And with more runners come much more injuries. Now, we've researched the internet over the past 20 years of all the running-related scientific findings that have been done, and we've contacted the Running Clinic, which is the world's best health institution to take care of injured runners, but also how to prevent them. They actually train some of the world's best athlete coaches. Now, what do we come up with? There's a green line called the minimal stress required to create adaptation. If a runner crosses this line, he or she is getting better. Now, similarly, there's a red line. We call it the injury line. If a runner crosses this line, their body is not adapted to it, and they're susceptible of getting injured. Ladies and gentlemen, this is responsible for more than 50% of running-related injuries out there. So our mission at Rabbits Running is to keep our runners in the adaptation zone. But we also know that people don't like apps, and they don't like using apps. So we're going to focus on widgets, getting the information they want at their fingertips at all times when they want it. It really helps to have Michel on our co-founding team, who has been leading a UX design team at IBM for the past 6 years. Now, how do we collect our data? Ultimately, and this is what we're going to use the money for, is to have an API integration for all the other running apps out there, so we can just get the information to our platform automatically. Now, what kind of traction do we have? We've grown a community of runners here in Lisbon from 2 to 64 runners in only 1.5 months. Those are active runners, okay? We run 3 times a week and have some beers after. It's really fun. Similarly, we have grown a community on Instagram to 616 followers in only 3 weeks. Now, we're testing our prototype right now. We have more than 300 plus people who are interested in it. They said it in our survey, and we're testing it right now with 10 runners. And 6 of them are paying us money. They're paying us 60 euros per month. So with all this momentum, I want to invite you to invest in us and get us to the next level. Why? Because we are the right team to take care of this problem. Thank you.
Pierre, you're muted.
Sorry. Thanks for the presentation, just on time. Thanks. So can we get questions on, please? Who wants to start?
Where are you guys located? Are you creating this company here in Lisbon or somewhere else?
So Michel is in Munich. He's working at IBM in Munich, and we are the 2 co-founders. I am in Lisbon, and we're creating this in Lisbon. So I'm doing this, the running community here in Lisbon. We're now more than 60 runners, but Michel wants to do the same in Munich. So we want to have this both, the technical side in Germany, but the startup will be founded here
in Lisbon.
Yeah.
And where are you right now? You said you have the MVP, or you're finalizing the MVP?
Well, we have a first prototype. It's all working manually. So we have 10 testers, and they gave us access to their running applications. So we're taking their data every evening, and we're putting it into our first algorithm, and we're giving them the adaptation zone. Okay.
The outcome is the adaptation zone, correct?
Sorry?
So the outcome of the technology or the widget, whatever, is the adaptation zone. So I know if I'm doing it right or if I have to rest. So what do you give me as a runner?
So we give you as a runner how much you can run. So for example, if Pierre had been running 2 days really much, we will tell you tomorrow you don't run more than 6 kilometers, because otherwise you get above the injury line and you just will be susceptible to being injured. So it's this line. We get you in this adaptation zone in the middle.
Okay. What do you need what kind of support you need, incubation, investment.
So Michel will be focusing on the prototype because he's like a little bit the tech guy in our team. I am growing the community, so he needs a bit of money, and what I need is incubation. I need contacts, and ultimately we first want to grow a huge community here in Lisbon of runners because there's really none.
Thanks and congrats for the pitch. Huh? Very, very good slides and layout. Besides, of course, the
cool. Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Leo. Other questions, please?
Yeah, I think I have one. So how much would the users pay for that? And again, so what is the output? As Leo was asking, it's the adaptation zone. But I mean, after you have all the information on Pierre being a runner, do you need to update it on a regular basis, or you do something and then you have your adaptation zone for life?
Okay, no, the adaptation zone changes with time. So if you were gonna run like incrementally for the next 2 weeks, the adaptation zone is getting better. So if you want to run a marathon, it takes 4 months of training to get to that level of adaptation. So it always changes with your training. So the problem is that people are sitting mostly all day, and that's why their adaptation is going down, because we have a very sedentary lifestyle. Okay, what would it cost? So the free version would just get with the API integration, get all the data regarding your health and give you these widgets. Okay, this is for free. And then the pro version runs it through our algorithm and gives you the adaptation zone. And that would be 10 euros a month. Okay, so we are focusing our customer segment is novice runners with a running goal, because novice runners are those who are getting injured most. Okay, people who start running are getting much more injured than people who run for already 2 years. And if you have a running goal, our data shows that you're much more invested in your running data, and you will actually pay for it. Because other people who just run for fun or for fitness, they won't pay for anything.
Is there competition?
Yeah, there is competition. Of course, there's lots of competition. Well, on the left, you can see other running applications. We don't compete really with them because they, for example, Strava, it's like Instagram for running. So it's basically community sharing of your training. Then you have on the right side the wearables. So if you have a Garmin or a Whoop band, they work with it. But our customer segment usually has a Garmin. Okay, it doesn't have a Garmin. So our competition is like Arion, Stride. It's much more expensive because you have to buy sensors, yeah, it's much more expensive. And what our USP is that we specialize in data treatment. So why we are different is how we treat data and how we make it visually, because runners they don't know what to do with all this data. If it's not structured, it's not very visible and appealing for them.
3 minutes. Thanks. Next questions.
You said that your main target are novice runners. Am I correct? How do you plan to reach out to these people? Is it like direct marketing? Are you planning to be a sort of a community-based company that eventually tries to partner with Prozis and other like enhancement products? How do you see it becoming a real company more than just a widget that gathers data from other apps?
Yeah. Okay. Right now, what our goal is to grow this community, not only in Lisbon with physical runners who meet 3 times a week, because those people, we're going to give them free trials. Okay. So those are going to be our go-to-market strategy is going to go through that. But yeah, ultimately, I think Michel could talk about this a bit more. We plan on having partnerships.
Yeah, for sure. We will have third-party partnerships with that we will launch through Instagram with partners who are related to running, but not completely in running. So, example for yoga apps, which would increase the flexibility of our runners, for example. So we take a holistic approach to injury prevention for runners.
Basically, you're planning to be bought out in like a couple of months when Nike or someone like this looks into your app and like, okay, let's bring it in to save our customers or something like that.
The problem is that Nike or Adidas, they are biased by selling gear. We are not selling gear. We're focusing solely on the health of our runners. So we have a bit of this this confidence boost of our runners that we have full dedication to their health. Okay, and so if the Nike app would suggest to buy new shoes because you have you're wearing the same shoes for 2 years now, you would not believe them, right?
But Michael, but that's really the thing. And if you, when you watch a Nike commercial, they're not selling anything. They're selling your dreams, your sweat, your tears, and you're basically what you're doing is ensuring that the people can last longer, can do better, right?
Yeah, like one difference we have with Nike, and I think this really makes the difference, is that we have, if you get injured, you will report an injury and you will get in our recovery cycle, in which our physiotherapists, because we have nutritionists, physiotherapists, and yoga teachers on the team, they will be the best people in the world who can take care of you because we have all this data on you. So we create trust. And if your goal is to lose weight, well, you're gonna have a nutritionist who you can connect with and make a nutrition plan with you. Okay, so that's why Nike we're untouchable for these businesses.
Can I close that? Thanks. Just on time, 8 minutes. Thank you, guys. Sorry.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Shall we move to the next presentation? Students, two students, please. Can you come up with your presentation?
Of course. Okay, I think I'm ready.
So you tell me when you're ready.
Can you see right now?
We see you and we see your screen.
Okay. So whenever you want.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So hi everyone. We are a students to students team, and we're really happy to be here. We are really three great friends, and we are very happy and proud to be here today. And thank you for this opportunity. But before talking about what is S2S, I want to introduce you to John and Mary. John is a student that sometimes feels that he needs extra help to achieve better results. And Mary is an excellent student that wants to make some money helping others achieve better results. So first, John goes to the market and he finds 3 solutions: tutoring center, common private tutor, and study without help. And he realized that he has a problem. The solutions available present high cost because the professors has a higher degree, and a slower learning curve because the professors are the same for all the faculties. So he finds no solution, and John probably will study without help. And on the other side, there is Mary. Mary wants to give classes, and Mary can offer a fast learning curve since Mary knows the subject, knows the professors, knows the absence, has materials. Basically, Mary knows what John needs to be successful, and cheaper to tutor because she's a student. And then she also has a problem. She has to promote herself as a tutor, and this means an expense of time and resources. So Mary loses interest in giving classes. And what happens? What happens is John and Mary don't meet each other, and they both keep their problems and stay as before. And here is where students to students comes in. We believe we can help our students, the leaders of the future, to achieve anything they want, to unlock their full potential, and in this way, try to leave this world a little better than we found it. This is our purpose. This is what we believe and why we do everything we do. And how we want to make our purpose real. Our solution is to create a space where John and Mary can meet each other. In a larger scale, we want to create a community where all the Johns and Marys of each faculty can meet and help each other.
1 minute.
I'm moving to more interesting things. And this is S2S, the only place where you can have a tutor and also be one in your faculty. And talking about more interesting things, we also launched our Instagram page in May 5th. We have more than 260 followers. We reached more than 800 accounts in only 10 days. And we are very proud to say that we already launched our solid minimum viable product in May 12th to students of Catholicism. And we already have more than 15 users in only 3 days. And that's it. This is our MVP.
We need to give our users all the information they need to trust us in our project, and more importantly, the opportunity to be part of it. In this platform, designed to Catholic Lisbon students, a market of nearly 2,000 students, users fill a form, and we then connect tutors and students manually to test all the processes.
Get you off. Thanks a lot. Can you stop? Thanks. Thanks, Armindo. Thanks to the team. Sorry. Can we get to the questions, please? Who wants to start?
Can I start?
Please, Ines.
Thanks. Congrats for your pitch. I didn't get the business model. How do you earn money?
So I think I can answer this part. So regarding our business model and our revenue streams, so we are starting as a free platform to use, and we plan to get as many students on board as possible. Here, the more the better. And after this, we will start charging the tutors. The amount charged will decrease up to a fixed amount per month. The tutor stays in S2S, granting them the possibility of being online for the remaining students to look for them. By the moment they stop paying, the tutor won't be visible, and then the students won't be allowed to connect with them, so we will lose this opportunity. This is how we want to make them stay in our platform. As our traffic increases, we want to start selling ad spaces to brands who are interested in the target market we operate in, as well as selling data from the best students in our platform.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Ines. Other questions?
Sorry, guys. Ines' question again. I don't know if I missed it. Can you go back in the pricing and how it works? Sorry if I missed it.
Of course. So how the pricing will work is from our first study, our first revenue model will start from $4.99 per month, decreasing up to $2.99 per month. So it is, imagine if you sign up on the first month, you would pay $4.99, and on the second month, if you stay with us, it would decrease from the $4.99 to $4.49, then to $3.99, then to $2.49, up to or down to the $2.99, and then it would continue. So this means that after launching and after accomplishing our next steps, our aim is for the end of the first semester of the next academic year, having 1,000 paying subscribers that would grant us a revenue of around 4,000 euros per month at an average of $3.99 per month.
Okay. Do you know Code Mentor, guys?
Sorry?
Do you know a company called codementor.io?
Not really. I'm not really sure.
That's my advice. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Leo. Other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So as a professor at Católica, I have seen that happening in an informal way before. So you have little ads on the wall with students offering tutoring or mentorship to younger students. So what is the really added value of this compared to what was happening informally before?
Yeah, so the major problem that we identified was that many of those students, like they had multiple spots of time available for teaching new students, and they were getting only 1 or 2 students that wanted to reach them and that actually saw those announcements in Católica building. And in the other faculties, it was happening with students who didn't even have any of those announcements. So our objective here is in the first step to create a marketplace for students to tutor and others to learn, but in the future to develop to new areas and new markets, like selling and buying, like a marketplace for all textbooks, used textbooks, also notes that students tend to sell on other universities, as well as, for example, if I'm having a problem and I have a spare bedroom that I want to rent to a colleague of my university, but I have some difficulties sharing this opportunity, so we would use also this platform and this marketplace to list the spare bedroom and then rent it. But this would be on the next steps on the future.
Okay. Why are you choosing to go for a subscription when the unit economics are fixed? Because basically what the students are paying for is for the tutor's time. What the tutors are selling, it's their own time. So why would they earn less per hour the more the students use it?
No, the point is what we discovered was that many of the other platforms, the biggest problem was that like tutors would pay, for example, to be available in a platform, they would get the database and then they would go out of the platform, never come back and have the database to connect to all the students. Also, when we...
So the tutors are paying a
Yeah, the
subscription.
tutors are paying, the students don't pay anything. The tutors pay to be available for the students to find them. Because if we do the opposite, like the students wouldn't want to pay for accessing the database without knowing the quality. That's the first. Second, the tutors are the one making money, so they are the ones with the biggest willingness to pay. And third, by doing this, we make sure that in the overall, the tutors will stay with us during the whole academic year, and not only in the four times that we have exams or end terms during the year.
But you know how do you, like, the best way to ensure that the tutors stay with you is for you to create a useful platform that makes their planning easier, that gives them like materials or helps them with materials to do better tutoring, and not just by charging them less, I would say.
Of course, that's one of the points of our next steps planning. Go, Armin, go.
You're charging your colleagues to help your other colleagues.
Exactly.
But what we want is with our minimum viable product, we want to collect data to know what they need to then create a community where all can help each other. What we can give to them, do they have the better experience in our platform, and all people here can reach better version of themselves and create a better world. We can say it's what we want, is what we believe, and why we are here today.
Do you support payments on the platform?
For now, it's fully manually, and the payments are outside of our platform, as we want to interfere the list. So now we are keeping it lean. We are doing it manually through a Excel sheet and doing the matches manually.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nuno. Other questions? No? Okay, thank you very much. Can we move to the other team? Smiley, please, can you come on stage?
Thank you to everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, can you hear and see me?
Yes, for both questions.
Awesome.
Are you ready to start?
Yes, I am.
3, 2, 1, you go.
Okay, hey everyone, I'm Philip and I will present you Smiley, the future of dental care. So 7 out of 10 people in Europe feel uncomfortable in their dental care journey. Customers face a variety of painful problems reaching from anxiety to actual pain. And overall, the dental industry is massively fragmented and dentists are dealing with awful and old technology. That's why we want to reinvent the patient experience and revolutionize the way dental and oral health care is provided. But how does our product look like? So the user initially uploads his personal data to the app on habits, on his conditions, on his teeth, etc. In the next phase and in regular intervals, the user can then enter his or her discomforts, routine, or just pain you have with your teeth into the app. And lastly, Smiley uses an algorithm to highlight potential problems, classifies risks, and also makes intelligent recommendations. And where do we operate? We see ourselves as an enabler, as a partner of dentists. So that's why we locate pre and post the appointments, helping to detect problems and strengthening your healthcare routine. How does the market look like? So in Europe alone, we target to reach patients from over 300,000 dentists. So basically just rethinking the way we deal with dental healthcare. Overall, worldwide, 3.5 billion people are affected by dental and oral diseases. And the European market is increasing. 600 million currently are standing for the dental market, and it seems like it's doubling into 2027. And there's already a lot of apps out there that really try to help, but they try to help the dentists and not the patients. So how does our competitive landscape look like? Smiley looks into the market, and we were trying to figure out what's going on. There's a lot of startups that focus on B2B, help the dentists, but there's only few trying to help the customer. Regarding our business model, we start basically with the patients. We want to focus on them and we want to help them. Patients give us data and we give them the nice insights. In the next phase, we want to partner up with dentists, trying to really help them on the CRM with their patients. And lastly, there is some room to work together with insurances. So that's the team. I'm Philip, and I'm working together with Maria. She's a state examination medicine student, and we'd really try to work on the future of dental care. So let's change the way we think about the dentist, and also let's reinvent the patient experience together. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Philip. You still have about 15 seconds left. So thanks. Can we get into the questions, please?
Can I ask a question before now? Can I start?
Yeah, please, please.
Sorry. Thanks, Philip. Congrats. Could you explain better what is the customer journey here? So if I get the smiley, what happens next? So in the perspective of the user, what's the journey here?
Yeah, so you would download the app, and the first thing you do is basically you input the data that you want. If you smoke, if you drink alcohol, all of those important factors that really affect your oral health. And then once you feel anything happening in your mouth, for example, you have a slight feeling, you have stress or anything, you can input those data. And basically it's our task, and at the end to develop an algorithm and to predict kind of what problems you could face. So if you would say, the last 3 days I had problems in my back right of my mouth, I could insert that, and it would make it very, very transparent over the journey. Because what we see and what a problem is that people go to the dentist, and after 8 months, they don't really know what happened 4 months ago. And you could show basically those data to the dentists, and it saves the dentist a lot of time, and you can directly target questions to problems that you might face in the future.
Got it. I would put a what if, and of course you are the expert here, and maybe you are researching still. But for example, we have a company here called Claire at Demian. What they do is they help ophthalmologists to prescribe the right special contact lens to clients, and they make this connection. I know that you said that most of the apps are more to help the dentist, but I'm a little bit skeptical about myself, or the user downloading an app and remembering to put I had white wine or red wine or whatever. What if you go exactly and try to help the dentist to fidelize or to maintain this contact with the client somehow through your technology? Or I don't know the answer, but I would think more about the way you're trying to solve the problem.
It's a good point, and I'm also considering that, because at the end we have to engage and help the dentist, because they have a huge lobby, and you basically can't do anything out there without working together. So we have to see them as a partner. But what the dentists don't have is all the data that the customer has. So it's really so valuable for him, because he can save so much time. But at the end, we will need the dentist to also get people to use the app, and that is basically the biggest incentive, because there's all those dental loyalty programs. So if you go there often, etc., and we could basically trigger those events and then make it in the future also kind of booking and customer relationship management even better.
If the dentist tells me, Leo, please download this, and we will be talking through this app during the following weeks because you did a treatment. Oh, maybe I will. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, if I may, my question is more a comment than a question, and my question was, is your focus B2B or B2C? So is it for the user, or is it for the dentist? And I tend to agree with Leo. I think you probably have much more traction and much more interest if you create a service for the dentist that then they can leverage and use with their clients. So it was not really a question.
Thanks, Celine.
Thank you.
Nish or Nuno, would you like to jump in?
Hello, congrats for your pitch. What is your competition?
So actually, for like the target segment that I'm looking at, so people that are kind of 20 till 50, so digital affine people, and that care about the oral routine, there is not really anything out there that really targets that specific segment that you would try to improve your oral health care. There is some apps focusing on children to get them brushing their teeth every single day with like gamification, but there's nothing really that tries to leverage the technology, the data that you as a patient or as a customer have. But there is a lot of things that I'm looking at. For example, there's the electric toothbrushes that already have their apps that tell you what you can do better and to improve. Those apps have awful ratings and they don't really provide as much value. And I think another thing to point out is basically booking platforms that try to improve the CRM, remind the customer and help the dentist to improve their overall customer interaction. So it's more than just one, I'd say, segment, and it's more than one side to look at.
And your revenue model, I didn't understand it very well.
So because I really want to focus kind of on the customer at first, it will be kind of a freemium model, and there will be some features that would be kind of on a low price. So it would be subscription with like low percentage monthly. And then in the next stage, as I said, where I would like to partner with the dentist, then I would go into the B2B direction where the dentist would basically pay for the service.
Okay,
but
thank
it's
you.
Still to be figured out.
Philip, thank you for the presentation. Do you have any idea, can you quantify any sort of projection in terms of like healthcare, if there was a scale from 0 to 10, how much of an improvement can we get with this? Are there any studies? Because from what I understood, and like I'm one of those people that my mom took me to the dentist while I was a baby, and I basically have the same dentist all my life. How much of an improvement is this? Like, how can you really bring the people to your app? And wouldn't it be easier to do like a Dollar Shave Club for toothbrushes and then pick it up from there and giving more to people instead of like asking them for data? Because that seems pretty much what you're saying, and I agree a lot with Leo. Like, why would someone get to? Sorry, I gave the excuse from beforehand, but like, how do you ensure that people have the push and the incentive to really go there and give their data?
It's a good question. So the biggest incentive will be basically you caring about your health. But regarding your first question, it's not a lot that we could do, because the self-examination that you can do is not a lot compared to what the doctor can do. So there will always be the kind of the interaction. There is already some people that try to work on telehealth and try to work with pictures, etc. But at the end, the data that we can basically get and analyze, it helps the dentist to improve his care. It helps the dentist to save time and to be more specific in his treatments and ask the right questions. So that's basically the biggest incentive then when you go to the dentist, because you will always have to. That's unfortunate, but that's the focus. And regarding why you would input data, this would probably then be kind of a thing where you could work together with your dentist. It would lower your costs because you can predict things earlier. You can see things earlier. And people are also concerned with like costs for treatments. So the earlier you go to the dentist, the lower your costs would be.
So like, sorry, my comparison was like, how much does your app improve compared with people that go once a year to the dentist?
It's hard to quantify. I could not make a genuine guess there.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay. Thanks. So we have 20 seconds left. Philip, do you want to mention something else?
No, if you want to contact me, use my details, but thanks for the questions and thanks for the whole Forward team for making this happen.
Okay, thanks, Philip. Thanks for the questions. Can we move on to the one but last? So we're reaching out the end of this presentation. Oops. Repare, please, can you go on stage and share your presentation?
Yes, please let me know if you can see my screen. I think it's... ¿Estás a ver?
No, it's still loading.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. So you have 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, my name is Alicia and I'm one of the co-founders of Repare. Have you ever wondered how many pieces of garment you currently own? What about those clothes that you don't even remember the last time you wore them? More than you can count, right? Have you ever thought about the impact these clothes are having on the environment? What if you could give them a second life to these clothes and earn money with it? Meet Repare. We are a curated second-hand platform where everyone can buy and sell clothes. We take the pain of selling clothes out of our customers' sites, since they don't need to worry about anything except letting us know which items they want to sell. On the buyer side, we guarantee high quality products since they are all manually verified. Repara was born 3 months ago, and since then we had more than 8,000 visits to our platform. So we all know that there is no good idea without a great team behind it, right? Mariana and I have a great mix of experience both in the corporate world as well as in the Portuguese startup scene, where we helped different startups grow in their early stages. Combined with our passion for the fine fashion industry, we are the perfect team to make Repara succeed. And the numbers are with us because more people are concerned about this. Fashion is the second most pollutive industry globally. It is responsible for 8 to 10% of the world carbon emissions and the disposal of pollutants to our rivers and oceans. But fashion also connects us. In fact, it is a huge part of our lives. For the majority, it's a way of expressing themselves or their style. Aligned with this, the second-hand market is growing at a fast pace, showing that it will hit $64 billion worldwide in 2024. So what's for us? Our community comprises not only people that already buy secondhand, but also those who are fashion consumers on a regular basis. We want it to be accessible for everyone, so we provide to our community an online platform where people can buy and sell their clothes in a very fast and user-friendly way. And since money is also important to be sustainable over the long term, Repara has a very solid commission-based model, so that we are happy to tell you more about it during the Q&A session. Success also comes with developing strategic relationships with key stakeholders, and therefore, these are our partners we have so far. And of course, we have competition, but the truth is that we are way more than just a marketplace. We curate our clothes. We have a very user-friendly platform for both our sellers and buyers, and we truly believe that all clothes deserve a second life. So we even fix the ones that need. The Forward program gave us the tools to build a long-term plan, and now we need your help to make it happen. Boosting our sales, having a warehouse, and launching our own collection are just some of the plans we have for the future. Now you know Repara, our business model, our skills, and our plans. We truly believe in our business idea, and we are not giving up. So, are you in?
Excellent, thanks. You have 6 seconds left, so you can breathe. And now we're going to pass on to the questions. So,
can I start?
I guess you will. Yeah.
Okay, so I love the idea. I'm passionate about the fashion industry. So just to get things straight, so this statement that fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world is not true, and I'm happy to share the sources that prove it. So it comes from a misunderstanding, and there was a report that says that textile was the second most polluting industry for water. So I'll share it later, but I think this is still the pollution created from fashion is an issue. I have, you've shown some of the competition nationally and internationally. There's clearly even more than that. And my question is what sort of positioning do you want to have in terms of segment of the market? So there's some very clearly for the more luxury segments. There are some for more sort of mass market. And do you think that you can have such an offer for all areas of the market, or do you think you have to choose a certain segment?
So going to your first question about the pollution of the fashion industry, I also saw that report. The thing is, like what we want to state here is not only in the fashion industry, it's also the fact that the pollution that comes from it's fashion in general. I mean, like since production, cotton production, then you have the manufacturing, you also have the transportation, and then you have the life cycle of the clothes. Since people need to wash them, then some people dry clean their pieces of garments, so you have a lot of pollution related to fashion. About your second question, how our positioning, we want to be like it's not premium, but we don't want to be like low quality. Yeah, it's like something in the between. I mean, we have clothes from Zara, of course, because a lot of girls from our age wear Zara, and it's like in Portugal, it's a very well-known brand and people buy a lot of clothes there. But we also have items from, for instance, Prada. We also have tools. So it's like we have a range of products that have high quality, like from medium to high quality. I would say that's our main positioning.
Just so there's at least a former student of mine that has a luxury platform for secondhand called Mode with 2 Ds, MIUDDE. Just check it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next question.
I can go. Congrats, guys, for the presentation. And actually, I will pick a sentence that you said during the pitch, and ask you about that. Before that we had a startup here at the Immune as well called Giro. You didn't mention as a competitor. Actually, they are not here anymore. I don't know how they are doing right now, but I guess they are active. So if you look for Giro, Giro, you're gonna find something. So do that. Why are you different from Giro, or why are you different from Mycloma that I know as well, because we were studying the competitors? And your sentence was because we have user-friendly interfaces, or because we care about it. Don't they care, or aren't they user-friendly? So I wanted to understand more why you're different.
Maybe you didn't, maybe I wasn't clear enough. I said we curate our clothes. So basically we don't, for example, you want to sell clothes, you send it to us. We don't accept everything. We curate our clothes to make sure that all the items that we put into our platform to be sold are quality products. That's
Mycloma don't do that.
They accept almost everything.
Yeah, we are very like the fact that we handpick the clothes, and we are very strict with the clothes that we accept, makes the quality of our items a bit higher. But something that also differentiates us a lot, and something that we put, like something that we want to have for the investment, like something that we really want to scale is the fixing part, because we fixed items. For instance, if you have like a pair of jeans that are broken, we can fix it and then sell it as a fixed item, so people know that like it didn't went to trash, or it was not like. So this is something that we really aim to scale. Like
I get it, but my concern is this is more something that you know, but the client doesn't care, maybe. Because the client that goes to Mycloma, they want a good cloth. The client that goes to, I don't know, to you, they want a good cloth. They don't know what's your process, and they don't need to know. But in the end, they want a quality product. So I would invest a little bit more time in understanding why they're different and how could you communicate that. Because in the end, if I'm a client, I'm buying something. I want something which is good. Even if I'm concerned about, secondhand clothes and the circularity economy, even though I'm buying something for me to use, not to throw it off, So yeah, just a comment more than a question, but congrats, guys.
Yeah.
I understand I'm provoking you a little bit just for you to stand out of the crowd, because I know that's companies doing that. We had one doing that, and it's hard to differentiate in this market.
Yeah, just one comment on your comment, sorry.
2 minutes.
Yeah, sure, I'll be quick. So you said it right, we need to differentiate ourselves, but if you look into our market segment, we are not only trying to attract people that already buy secondhand, and we're also trying to attract people that are fashion consumers. Like I have plenty of friends, and even myself was one of those people that perceive the secondhand market as a low quality market. So they usually don't buy it, and we're trying to combat that. We're trying to attract more risk-averse person when it comes to the second-hand market. But thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Quick question.
One more questions, please.
Quick question. Do you have any slide with your unit economics? Because with such a labor-intensive activity, how do you plan to make money? Like Leo, we also seen this business model plenty of times. Basically, they're based on your better sense of fashion compared with other platforms, but unique economics are terrible because logistics are a nightmare, washing stuff, fixing stuff, choosing stuff. So tell me, how do you plan to make money?
We already have sales. We already launched our platform. We launched the platform.
Profitable, making money meaning profitable.
Okay. That's something that we also like. It's also
what basically we're trying to say is that we have a commission-based model that is has like different tiers, and the way we make money is that if like this, the buyers pay for all our costs right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how
So
like,
for example,
okay, so we're talking about fast fashion. How do you add a premium on second hand?
Basically, because basically we work as a consignment store.
Yeah.
So we only pay the clothes that are sold.
Mm-hmm. We keep the clothes for like a maximum period of 1 year, and after that 1 year, if the clothes are not sold, we ask the seller if he wants it back or if he wants to donate the clothes.
I cut you off, guys. Thanks for the answer. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Gapar. Moving on to the next presentation, and we get on the stage the last but not least. Thank you, guys. So we got Serve the Job, please. Can you share your screen?
Yes, I think you can see it now. Present.
And tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm Ines. We are what? I'm Ines. We are Serve the Job, and we're on a mission to help students understand the job market and companies keep talent for longer. Okay. Actually, students are completely disconnected from the reality of working, surprisingly. For companies, this causes an yearly of an employee. For the Portuguese reality, that means that between 6 to 19 million euros are being wasted every single year in our country. Mariana and I also felt this disconnection. We became obsessed with finding out why. Why do students feel this way? So we spoke with 33 relevant stakeholders, students, companies, career offices, even labor lawyers. And surprise, we found out that yes, from student side, 8 out of 10, they feel disconnected from the job reality because 7 out of 10 feel that classes are too theoretical. They crave these practical experiences early on. And the practical experiences that do exist, so internships, they're not really centralized, they're not easy to find. So that's why we created Serve the Job, a platform where students interested in the business areas solve real work challenges within companies. Students will go into this 5 to 10 hours a week and work on challenges for 5 months, a semester in teams. And we already developed the MVP that you're seeing. This very problem, this having gone through it ourselves. So not only do we have solid experiences, we also have the right experience to develop Serve the Job.
So this is a revenue model. Companies, they pay a fixed fee per top candidate. And then if the company keeps a student after the project, we get 10% yearly salary. Other options also include monetizing our access to student data. Now, I know what you are all thinking. So are companies actually willing to create projects with us and pay for them? And the answer is yes. We have validated our hypothesis with companies such as and Randstad and realized that most companies told us that we're willing to post projects, pay a fee, and actually create projects. And are they willing to pay for it? Also, they are already paying for projects alike done by students. More interesting, student consultants only accept 10% of students because they don't have the technological structure to accommodate all of them. This leads us to competition, which are students' consultancies and all websites that get students opportunities and career direction. We are different from our competitors since we have a team of students from different degrees and universities, and we offer learn by doing curricular experience in real companies during the time that the students are in their studies. So this is a relevant, frequent, and costly problem. Students, they don't know what they want to do from their future career because they don't have the opportunity to actually experience.
I'm gonna cut you off. Yeah. So next slide, is that the last slide or?
No, this was the last one. I just had like a last sentence to say actually.
Mariana, I have to do that. So thanks. Guys, let's go for the questions. 3, 2, 1 questions.
why do you would consider yourself a startup? Isn't this like a consultancy model?
Okay, maybe I can answer. Yeah. So we would consider ourselves a startup because essentially what we want to do is that we want to make it scalable. Because what happens now is that, yes, student consultancies, they have way too many applicants. And yes, students also want to do this. And we spoke to companies and they see value in this type of model. But what happens is that they only take a very small percentage. So what we plan on doing is actually, we plan on creating the technological structure to accommodate more people. And we also plan on tapping into this network of retired people who have just retired. They still have all this knowledge, all this experience, but they don't have anywhere to put it. So it's just value sitting there for nothing. So using this network and also expanding our technological capability to train and manage the projects, and I hope to basically essentially make this into a scalable business. And that's what makes us a startup, not a student consultancy.
Can I jump in?
Please, Leo.
Sorry, no, do you have something else? Sorry. No? Okay. Maria, I don't know if I just me, but I lost you a little bit because of the connection, I guess. Could you go back and just
maybe
let me know what kind of projects we are talking about? There's a slide that you explain the business model, and also I want to know what kind of projects you are talking about.
So basically the projects that we're talking about is essentially that we would be able to form teams of, let's say, 4 to 5 students to solve a challenge that a company is having. So these projects, they already exist like Nova or Católica, with the students from Nova actually getting paid for this, and then also the students from CCL also. So yeah, that's the type of projects. We would be solving problems in the areas of brand management, also all the business areas, basically.
Could you give an example, a real problem?
So a real problem, a real example. So let's say a company, fictional problem. We haven't launched our MVP yet, but a fictional problem. A company would want to launch, let's say, to Japan, for example. Okay. And they would need to understand, okay, so how big is the market, or how are the competitors, all these things. So then these team of students would work on this project, and they would benefit because they will, of course, understand that kind of job and that kind of role is the right one for them. And then also the companies would benefit from the solution itself. And then we also believe that we could have an impact on that.
Can you hear Maria well? Sorry if it's just
no,
me.
Maria, your internet is not helping you out for the explanation. Can we get?
No, but I got it. I guess I got it. Okay. Yeah. But Maria, okay. I guess I got it.
Okay, Mariana will answer from now on.
Okay, no problem. Just another provocation for you guys. Okay, imagine that I went to launch in Japan, which is core for my activity, which are impacting my revenue, in my new hirings and etc. Would I spend money and delegate this project to students that maybe they don't have enough experience to help me on that? So isn't more something that helps me, or a hackathon that helps me to identify good students more than real solutions? Because I will be honest, I won't pay someone who is not very well experienced in expansion to Japan to help me with expansion to Japan. Do you know my point? Do you understand my point? So my question here is how feasible or how real is these groups of students solving these real problems? Besides, you are making something to recruit or for the company to identify or give opportunity to students to get to know more how it's like to work in the company. Do you understand my point?
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
To answer this. The goal here is that we are going to select the students ourselves. So we're going to pre-screen them in order to provide quality. That's on one hand. And then let's say you want to learn to jump in, which is obviously like a super big thing. And you're not just going to put students alone in charge of that. So the goal is that you have someone responsible from your company that takes care of the project. And then you will have a team of pre-selected students which are very motivated, which will come with fresh ideas, and you can separate in smaller challenges that then they can do. So you have more solutions, more.
My point is, it takes time. Someone from the company to deal with the students to manage another project, it takes time. So it's very hard for you to tell, I don't know, Galp, hey, please engage with the group of students and etc. It's hard.
No, yeah,
So,
yeah, you're right. But I think probably the best way we can answer is that we did our validation precisely with companies who already do these kinds of projects, and that's the case of Nestlé and AGH. And they told us that, yes, they did see value from the solutions that the students provided, because that was also one of our questions. So is it just like a recruitment branding tool, or is the students' work actually being used? And the answer was yes.
Are they paying?
Sorry?
Are they paying you?
So in this case, to the students, in these projects that already happened, not with us, yes, they're paying. To us, not yet, because we launched our MVP yet.
Okay, now my advice is take their feedback as, of course, a good feedback, but also besides the good feedback, you have to calculate this as paying clients. So when they pay is, yes, they 100% understanding the value of it anyhow. But congrats, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leo. One more question. Ines or Celine? No? Okay. Thank you very much. So we're going to close. Thanks for the presentation. Thanks, served the job. So now let's do the following, guys. We're going to have Celine, Ines, Leo, and Nuno meeting in a separate breakout room. We're going to be back in 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to make it quick. I think it's going to be perhaps difficult to go through and decide because the presentations were very good. But we'll be back and in the main room pretty soon. So I'm going to invite now. So breakout rooms. I'm going to wait, do that. So open, and I'm going to assign you to. So Ines, you're going to receive a pop-up to go there. Should be now. You're going to have. I see Nuno. You're going to receive a pop-up now to go room 1. Celine, you're going to receive a pop-up. And I should have, where is Leo here? Leo, where are you?
I'm here, Pierre.
Ah, I'm here. Yeah, you're here. You should have a pop-up to go there, okay? Excellent. So see you guys. I'm going to jump in, take some time, breathe. We're going to be back as soon as possible. So, oops, I'm going to go back there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, we're back. Thanks for waiting for us. Do we have Ines, Celine, Leo, and Nuno back?
I'm here.
Celine was lost in translation, or she's still here?
She's practicing.
Celine? She's not here. Is Ines here? We have member of the jury that lost themselves in between the rooms. Wait.
It's too tricky.
Celine, Ines, Leo, are you here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we're here. I think you did that on purpose to create even more pressure. So, you know, you created a little accident so that everybody has to wait even longer.
So Celine, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. Thank you, everybody. So first, thank you very much to all the teams. You know, we took a long time to make a decision because really your work was amazing, is amazing. So congratulations for everything. Thank you to my colleagues in the jury because you know, it was really important to ask questions and challenge the teams. So without further ado, because I know everybody wants to know who are the winners. Again, it was a very difficult decision. So first, what I want to say is that you were so great that we did not shortlist 3 teams. We shortlisted 3 and a 4th, so 3 and the 3rd ex aequo. So we have 4 teams that were selected. So the 3 ex aequo are by alphabetical order, Eventx and Smiley. Congratulations, guys. So you are the ex aequo 3rd team. The 2nd team is Rabbits. Well done.
Thanks.
And the 1st team is Gluma. So congratulations, everybody. Again, not easy to to choose, and more importantly than winning or not winning today, what is important is what you do with the rest of the journey of this project. So we wish you all great luck for the rest of the journey of your project, being one of the winners or for the others. Okay. Congratulations, everybody. So I think I want to pass it on to my colleagues in the jury who want to maybe say a few words, or should we let the winners say a few words? Pierre, what do you think?
Yeah, please. Yeah, let's get Gluma first.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing journey. So really, thank you.
We want to thank everyone, including our mentors and everyone who gave us feedback and helped us, and the contacts we gathered. Even if we hadn't won, it was an amazing experience. We evolved a lot and we learned a lot. And we want to congratulate all the other teams because there are great ideas in as well.
And thank you, Pierre, for your patience.
Excellent. Thanks a lot. Can we get perhaps starting with Ines? Ines, do you want to share some of your wisdom with us?
Congratulations for all of you that were here. I think they were very nice projects and good ones. I invited you, for example, Gloma and Rabbit and even the Harvest Club. They are projects that they could be very impactful. So as you know, Casa do Impacto is a social impact hub. And for us, I think health problems are very important. Santa Casa has even has hospitals and I think Luma, it could be very interesting for us. I would invite you to visit us, and we have also a fund that's the name is Plus, and we will launch the second edition in June or July. Pay attention, because I think you have a project that could be very interesting for us to invest. And the same to Rabbit and even the Harvest Club, that could be very interesting to even to apply to our acceleration program, for example, the RISE. So if you want, I give my contacts to Pierre, and you can count with our support. Thank you very much, and good luck for all of you.
Thank you very much, Nesh. Thanks. Can we get perhaps either Leo or Nuno?
Sure. If I may, Nuno. Thank you very much, Pierre, for the invitation. Thanks, Ines, Nuno, and Celine, my colleagues in the jury. Really nice to meet you all on this Saturday. For all of you guys, besides winning or losing, I guess that's not the point. The point here is you took the first step. So you are giving the extra mile, you are here, you worked a lot, and we are not sure if this projects or these ideas is something that you are doing for life, but pretty sure that you are in the right direction to change the reality wherever you want, or in the ecosystem that you are actually located. So congratulations, you all. As Ines said, actually, I think that we are very complementary, all of us. Casa de Impacto, or Damien, or Startup Lisboa, and Catholic as well. So be my guest to apply to our program. Even if you think that your team is not continuing, you can apply as an individual to our program. And for the teams, saying like Luma, we are meeting on Monday, Rabbit, Smiley, and Hi Teacher, I guess you have interesting solutions. So my advice is apply. We can chat. And besides the program, we also have a 45 million fund investing in the startups that we create here in Portugal as well. So I hope we can meet again. And I hope, besides any decision you made, even different programs, different aspirations, I wish you all the luck. And I hope that you have a very, very, very good entrepreneurial journey ahead of you. Bye-bye, guys. Ciao.
Thanks a lot, Leo. Thanks a lot. Nuno, it's...
Okay. To make it short, congratulations to all. It's much easier to stay in the sofa and doing nothing, or go outside to the party. So just for you to putting the effort and the time and the passion into building stuff that probably won't be more than a PowerPoint one day, I take my hat off for you. But what you're doing is like creating habits and skills and developing yourselves, like the mindset to address bigger issues and bigger problems, and eventually come out with solutions that reach the market. So props for that. I hope you keep pushing it. Eventually you'll stop by corporate, but don't let the entrepreneurial bug die on yourselves. And you're young, just like keep pushing, all right? And thank you, Católica, for the invite, and everybody else in the jury. It was my pleasure.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish up. I was cut off, so sorry. That's what it takes when you're badly educated. So thanks everyone. Just to share the last slide and not to be too emotional. What's next? So I think you just started up, as all of the jury member mentioned. I'd like you to provide anonymous feedback to the other teams. I think it's the wealth of knowledge that you have, and you can provide feedback to the other teams. The second, it was the first edition. We call that a pilot. We'd like to hear from you what should be improved, would we cake? And after, you can have office hours, you're all welcome. Then I'll put you in touch with the people or the jury members that mentioned that you should get in touch with them. So I'll do that, I'll connect. And also you have some perks and the prize to be claimed. The perks are provided by MangoUp. And you can use all these applications for free for all your life until you want to. So, but I'll put you in touch with MangoUp so you can ever further develop your startup. So Again, thank you very much. My pleasure. I did really enjoy the ride that we shared for the last month and the last session. We here, the CTE is here. Celine, myself, we're here to help out, and all the people in CTE. So good luck. Have a nice one. Get a gin and tonic. A lot of gin, less tonic. Few rocks in it. Have fun and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Congratulations, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Bye.
Have
a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Amazing job.
Bye.
Thank you, Pierre.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you, Jean. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pierre.
Ciao, Simon. I hope to be riding the surfboard with you soon.